as we sit here right now, and I'm praying that this does not change, okay? The Falcons have completed interviews with 4 coaches for their head coaching vacancy. I know, time me.
Check my notifications.
SOS, we're scared over here. Kevin Stefanski, Aiden Dirty, Clint Kubiak, and Anthony Weaver. I'd imagine there's going to be a couple more interviews here before they land on someone. But Jarvis, who do you think ultimately will make sense as the head coach?
I want to necessarily not go with a name, but I think what makes sense is an offensive-minded coach, because here's the thing. One of the things that you have to get right in NFL is that you got to get the quarterback situation right. You have one, but you don't necessarily know if he's going to be the guy moving forward. So I feel like an offensive-minded coach, preferably somebody who's going to want to call plays, and then you bring in a nice quarterback coach to kind of get those guys in sync to work with Penix. So I think that'll be the thing. That would be an ideal candidate for me, a guy that on the offensive side of the football.
Marc, quick from you. What do you think?
I mean, I completely agree with what Jarvis said. I think that an offensive guy is, if you look at what's going on in the NFL and the way things are moving from a schematic and system standpoint, it's offense first. And that's just the way it is right now, and that might change in 5 years because that's how things go and evolve. But I think that you want a guy that can help Penix become the best version of Penix. And
now you have a president in the building who wore that very uniform. I think he's thinking offense. Just going to take a wild guess on that one. One of the things that was seismic in all of the news that we got was John Harbaugh getting let go from his job with the Ravens. After 18 seasons, he was there in Baltimore. So he's going to be one of the hottest coaches on this coaching carousel. A lot of people think the Falcons could be a real possibility for John. Marc, do you think that could be true?
I don't see it, honestly. I don't see that happening, and my reasoning is this. I think that John Harbaugh is a guy that is so firmly established as a head coach that if he's going to go somewhere, I think he's going to want to be the one to build a team around him, the GM, the personnel department. And the Falcons already have Matt Ryan in that spot as president of football. And they have not hired a GM yet, but we already know that the people that they've interviewed for this president of football role are probably also in the mix for the GM job.
Sure.
And John Harbaugh doesn't have a say in that. So if John Harbaugh is not going to interview until this coming week, the Falcons might have a GM by then, right? Or they might know who they want by then. So I don't see it happening. Doesn't mean it won't. I just don't know if it's the right fit at this moment.
And I've got a feeling that he's going to want to call the shots on literally everything, and he probably can for wherever he goes. He'll get whatever job he wants. We'll close very quickly with the fact that the Dallas Cowboys, they have a defensive coordinator opening. They wanted to interview Jeff Ulbrich. The Falcons said no, Jarvis, and Arthur Blank earlier in the week, he did say it is not going to be a requirement for the GM and head coach to keep Brick, but it will be a suggestion. What do you think about that thought process?
I think it makes sense because Jeff Ulbrich did a really good job with his defense this year. So for me, I look at it from the standpoint of, hey, if you get an opportunity to keep a good coach, you already have one right here. And when it comes to building out your staff, going back to the offensive-minded head coach, he might not have as many connections on the defense side of the football if he's going to be the head coach of the team. Like, you already got a guy who had success, and he has a lot of young pieces that he can continue to build with. So yeah, I don't have an issue at all with Arthur Blank making that suggestion.
I just hope ultimately it doesn't put Brick in a bad spot with getting a job, because I think that he should be employed, whether it's here or somewhere else. So we'll see what happens. Also, by the way, just to quickly update you, Zach Robinson has completed an interview with an NFC South foe, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for their open offensive coordinator spot. We'll